A very interesting question asked by my student. Why does Java cache integer values from minus 128 to 127? That is the range, that range is for byte, right? Integer is a wrapper class for int. But why is it cached for byte range? Very good question. Now let's focus on the answer. See, the range is definitely for byte, but because we frequently use these numbers like maybe 0, 1, -1, say generally in loops we use 0. Or if we want to increment something, we use 1. If we want to decrement, -1. So these values from 0 to 100 or maybe 50, 60, 70, we use very frequently, right? So these frequently used values, what Java says is that let's not create the object for these values again and again. So that is why the Java developers, they cache these values. So what is the advantage of caching these values? It actually saves the memory, right? And also saves the time. How does it save the memory? That is, if you create object within the range from -128 to 127, if it is an integer object, Java does not create the object again because it is already cached. So creating that object takes time, and because Java is not creating the object all the time, so it is saving your memory as well as it is saving the time. So that actually improves the performance as well. Okay, so why specifically -128 to 127 is because these are the values which are frequently used. Okay, next. Now in this example you might understand it very clearly. So you can see that integer a equals to 100, integer b equals to 100. So as I told you, Java does not create new objects when it falls into this particular range. So because it's not creating two separate objects, equal to operator will give you true for this. And now in the same example, 200 is used because 200 is outside that range. Java is creating new object for you, and since new objects are created, equal to operator cannot check the equality of two different objects. So in this case you have to make use of an equals method. So you have to always make use of an equals method. You need to check whether that equals method is overridden or not to check the equality of two different objects. So the conclusion is clear cut. What is that? That is, Java knows we use small numbers like -100, 0, 50 a lot. So instead of creating new objects, new integer object each time, Java keeps this object ready made for us so that it can reuse and save a lot of time for us. Thank you.